Thanks for joining us for this week in Jacksonville Business Edition. This is pretty cool. Live location today. We're at Glen Kernan. I'm with Travis Norman and John Ossie. And Northeast Florida's golf culture. That's really what we're talking about. We're talking about where things stand and where things are going, and we're using Glen Kernan to try and, kind of make an example out of it. Glen Kernan, I believe I got this right, the jewel of Hampton Golf's portfolio. And they've really undergone a major renovation or transformation. So Travis Norman is Chief Operating Officer of Hampton Golf. Understand with the company since like 1999. So that's 25 years or more of experience shaping and managing top tier golf properties. And then John Ossie is an author, podcast host, former PGA Tour insider, founding member of Glen Kernan. The family played a pivotal role here in kind of securing the club's future. Let's start here. Travis, why don't you tell us about, I guess, the vision for what Glen Kernan is and how this is different than what it's been before?
Sure. Well, thank you for the intro. You did some research there. Yeah, so it was early 2000s. We were with Corner Lot Development. They had approached the community since the Hodges family had passed, and Mr. Cathy took possession of the property to purchase the lots and the land development, which that's their core competency. And when that went to another group, they then sat back and said, hey, do we still want to do the golf? The golf's pretty spectacular here. Andy Allen, who is obviously CEO of Corner Lot, and George Leone, who is COO, good friends of mine, came to me and said, hey, you're in the golf business, what do you think? And of course, being here for the past 25 years, I knew what a special project this was behind the gates. And it was something that the Hodges family never really let the outside world see, but we knew it was spectacular. Now, through the years, it had deteriorated a little bit, as the family's focus lessened on it, but we knew what the potential was. This is a special property, and we want to really carry on the legacy of what the Hodges family, when they first created it, vision, which was this high-end luxury experience in private golf club management.
John, you initially brought this up to me when we met casually out at the town center. We started talking about it. You said, right, you've got to know more about this. What was your introduction to this, and when did you start figuring out what the vision was and how you and your family could be involved?
Yeah, absolutely. We were living here for a few years, and we were members of the old Glen Kernan, and we were seeing it. It was always a private club, but the gem, the special feel was missing, and that's what Travis and the whole team with Hampton Golf and MG Orender, a great team, came along, and Corner Lot Development with Andy and George brought a club that wasn't lively into a club it's special now. I mean, right when you walk in, a fragrance awaits you. I mean, you have a great team, a great pro shop with Carrie. She has great experience. It pans out to Oakmont and different clubs. So we've always loved Glen Kernan. We enjoy living here. We believe it's going to be one of the finest golf course communities in the country.
So is the vision kind of that ultra exclusive private club thing? And if so, well, what are the advantages of that?
Sure. I would say the main word that describes the advantages to that is access. Especially in this market, we're oversubscribed for private clubs today. Most of your clubs you can mention today are on wait list. And those that are full and on a wait list, getting a tee time sometimes could be a challenge. Here, we have a cap of 250 full golf members. So when you have time away from taking the kids to volleyball or soccer or whatever you're doing, chasing as young parents, to have that opportunity to go out for 3.5, 4 hours and get a round in, here at Glen Kernan, you can get that in. Secondly to that, mentioning access, is our culinary experience. We have a phenomenal culinary experience here that you have access to. We have world-class experience with our Sean Chef Vandenberg and his team and our Asado Grill and everything that we do. But that Friday evening, when I'm normally 3 or 4 deep at the bar at Marker 32, waiting for my seat, hoping I can get in there, here I know I can call the club, jump on, get into the restaurant, and enjoy a beautiful evening. So access.
Maybe explain to me how the membership works. Do I have to live in the property, or what is involved there?
Yeah, it's so you don't have to necessarily live within Glen Kernan, but it's an invite-only club, ultra-exclusive feel, and it's Travis can speak onto the initiation and more on that end is membership.
Yeah, so we have today we have several hundred residents that live here today, homes that are vertical. We've got another 128 that will be built in the future, estate lots. They're beautiful estate lots. One thing to point out from the residents and their access is because Mr. George Hodges Jr. in his early development of this, I don't know if you know this, he dug every one of these lakes out himself. We can get into that later, it's wild. Wow. But what he did was he built the golf course, and then he said, okay, well now we should maybe sell some homes after the fact, because he just wanted to have a golf course. That was his driving force at first. And so these residents had first access to joining the club before we went outside the gates. Understanding that 250 was going to be our cap, we want to make sure that access is there, and it is. I mean, we will stay committed to that, and that goes back to the actual occupancy on the golf course. So here we don't have a tee time. So I mean, if you show up, you show up, and we get you right out on the golf course. If there's something going on in the first tee or a group or two waiting, we get you off on the back nine. If you want to loop 16, 17, 18, which is right here in the backdrop, you could do that too. We've got a lot of players that love to get out and warm up that way. There's not a lot of rules here. And when you have a small, intimate membership like that, you can do things of that nature. So yes, circle back, inside the gates, access to full golf memberships while they're available, and outside. We've got not many left, if you will. So we're encouraging everybody who's considering full golf membership to take a look. But as John mentioned earlier, it's an invite only. So what we've also built very special here is, because I invite you, you invite the next person, there's a like-mindedness of the folks who are coming around the club. And interestingly, it's panning out to be a pretty young club, which is fantastic. One thing I do want to say about residents, non-residents, doesn't matter. Family, the experience here beyond just golf is fantastic. I mean, the memories that we'll make for children who are family members of this club are things they'll talk about the rest of their life. I didn't grow up in a country club. My son now has the luxury of growing up in a country club, and the things he talks about every year about his experiences, and what he'll talk about when he's married to his kids one day is what we do here, is we make memories.
Now, John, what about you? And just what Travis was explaining, we don't have tee times here. Some of this sounds like this is a different experience than most other places.
No,
is that what you're finding?
Absolutely. You know, I have a background in golf, and I've been fortunate to be able to visit many of these top country clubs and courses throughout the country, and I can honestly say this is it's very special here at Glen Kernan. You know, you have a great food and beverage team with David Bacon, a great pro shop, beautiful views, scenic views. The course is filling in great. You know, each week it gets better and better. It's great people. On top of that, you know, it's a great team that was brought over here at Glen Kernan with Travis and Andy. Captivated a great team. You know, the food is excellent. There's a men's lounge. The locker room has it creates a modern sophistication of golf. You walk in, everything's welcoming. You know, it's a great club, and we couldn't be more happy with how it turned out.
Just put him on payroll.
You know what? He's speaking about it, isn't he? John, let me stay with you for a moment.
Right.
The roster so far
reads
a little bit like a who's who of sports and business. Trevor Lawrence, Tim Tebow, Cam Smith, the designer of the course, Mr. Furyk, I understand, Daniel
Jim
Murphy.
Tabitha, great people.
So how does having that caliber of member impact the culture? And Travis, I want to hear from you on that too.
Yeah, it shows that, you know, it brings the ethos to the course, of course, with Glen Kernan Club, the new Glen Kernan Club, and you know, all the members, you know, enjoy being here. It's a great membership experience here at Glen Kernan. You know, and I can bring, you know, celebrity friends of mine over, and they don't feel like they're being bothered. You know, they have that private, ultra exclusive feeling. They enjoy the course. They love the layout. The views are incredible. The excitement's here at Glen Kernan. I mean, you have 90 new lots just opened up. New homes are coming up. The roads are paved. The new gym has like an Equinox feel. So the excitement's here. You know, I couldn't be happy with couldn't be happier with how it turned out.
Yeah. And Travis, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You can come here at night, you see Jim Furyk, 17-time tour winner, course designer, and his family, or you can see Cam and his family, Trevor, and they all have new babies, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in the water.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But same with Tim, he's here a lot with his family.
Right.
It's a relaxing atmosphere. You can understand when you're always on the spotlight and people are always looking at you and so forth. It's a nice escape to come here because they just love being. What I hear from them all the time is they just love being a member. They're just a member. In our member guest, imagine you join
Which
here.
was very
Take yourself.
successful.
Take yourself through this journey. You play in your first member guest. You join Glen Kernan. Your first member guest. You got Jim Furyk, Cam Smith, or you're playing partners or competing against. Because they were also participating with a guest as a member here at the club. That's pretty cool, and there's no stress about it. Everybody's just having a good time.
No tea times. Go out there, have a good time.
Tell me about the course. So I want to talk a little bit about course, the facilities, and the expansion. What would you tell me about that, Travis?
Well, I'll start with the course. I mean, Jim Furyk. You can't say enough about his playing career and his leadership and Ryder Cups, and you could go on and on and on about his playing career, but his passion for design it's out of control. I've built courses with Mr. Palmer, God rest his soul, Jack, Fazio, all the designers in the world. I've been lucky enough to be around those projects. Mr. Pete Dye in Brooksville, Florida. The amount of time that Jim spent here, not only had he spent 20 years prior to that, because he was a member since its inception, right? He and his family and his father have played here for many years. When we were first interviewing designers, Jim would say to me, hey, on number 4, you know how that green shoots off the back to the left and then moves that ball towards the water? And I'm like, no, Jim, we'd have to go and look at it. I don't know it that well yet. But he knew every piece of movement in the topography here and what would be better not only for tour players, but most importantly for the masses of us here participating in this club, for your higher handicapper. An example here on number 18, there was a slope. I was given a tour one evening and he was out here standing in the fairway just staring at the green. Hey Jim, introduce him to some prospects, keep moving on. Come back after an hour of touring, he's still standing there looking at it. So I wrap up the tour, go out there, I go, what are you doing? He goes, look at this with me. And he's just so excited, so passionate about it. He goes, you hit this shot 160 yards, you hit this slope, it hits there and jumps into the water right off the bulkhead. He goes, why wouldn't we slope it this way and forward so if somebody carries it that far, it puts the ball into the green? He goes, that's the experience we want to create for your higher handicappers. And so, just so much detail in the positioning of tees. I could go on forever. The renovation, the ability to get the club the way we did was, I spent probably a 7 or 8 month interview process with Mr. John Cathy. When the family moved on, it was more important to the family. It wasn't about the money. It was about what's the vision of the future, what's going to happen to the residents that we sold this vision to from 1999 on, right? And we really spoke to, that high-end luxury experience, but still casual and fun and enjoying what we have here, but the exclusive side of it where not everybody has access to it. We don't do weddings and banquets in here. On our dining evenings, the dining room's yours. The actual access for athletes, I don't know if many people know about this, but know much about this, but Mr. Hodges was a huge Jaguars fan. Huge Jaguar fan. In fact, his vision was like all the Jaguars players would move here in this high-end exclusive. There's a 20-foot berm around the entire property where they dug the material out of the lakes and put it all the way around the property. He wanted to create this literal high-walled community so that they could feel safe and not so focused on outside the gates. And here we are. Now we're carrying on that torch. Mr. Cathy found the vision of Corner Lot and Hampton Golf and what we're doing, the right selection. When there was many suitors, many big dollar suitors, but they understood our commitment. I will say this, Corner Lot and Jacks to the Max and their vision and support Jacksonville, that played a big role in our communications with them too. And when you look at the cottages and the use we get from those cottages with our members and courting people here to Jacksonville, it's just important that we built this special place and really carried the torch and paid homage to the Hodges family.
I know you're going to take us on a little tour of the cottages later, but tell everybody what that is and why that's unique or special, the cottages.
Sure. Thank you for asking. We have 4 primary suite cottages out there, basically what we call stay and plays. So if a member wants to have 3 of their buddies come in town, they can stay over there. They're hospitality suites, so it's really fun. All you do is we go through a discovery session before your stay, and that means, okay, what do you want to eat? What do you want to drink? When do you want it? Where do you want to be at what time? Are you going to be out back having a cocktail at sunset, or are you going to be back in the clubhouse? Once we understand your movements, then we take care of everything for you. We don't want you to think about anything. It's about anticipatory hospitality. In fact, most of the people you see in here have headsets on. They're kind of hidden, but they're always talking, right? John's on property. He's moving from the driving range. He's getting ready to go have a sandwich in the men's grill room over here.
John's headed to the back range, send some balls. You know, it's a great team. They're always on it. I mean,
we're always ahead.
Right.
You know, we're always talking about the movement. So the cottages themselves are great for entertaining and doing business, and it's also a great opportunity to create a different hospitality and night stay for even friends and family if you're not entertaining. But it's very common.
The quality of the experience, the uniqueness of an experience, that's what really a lot of people are looking for, right?
Absolutely.
This caters to that, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's a big trend in golf right now too, like these stay and play cottages and creating these really high-end golf experiences where they can get away for a couple days, have these client entertaining experiences, or even with friends and family. It's one of the emerging pieces of the golf industry right now, and you can look at it from Cavett to, I mean, just Dormy Club, all these different high-end groups where traveling and entertaining is a big part of the experience.
John, before we get away from the golf course part,
Right.
What's it like playing? What do you enjoy about the
Yeah.
new redesigned course here?
No, I love it, and every time you play, it's a fun experience. You know, the course layout doesn't get old. You know, whether it's your first time playing or your 500th time playing, you know, it's going to be a great time. I love it. Let's say I'm headed to hole 2. I feel like I need a Gatorade, a cigar, maybe a lemonade. You know, there's an app we partnered with Pace Setter. Travis can speak on that. And you plug it into the app, and before you know it, they show up, they come out, and they shuttle out whatever you need. And they'll find you. They'll find you out on the course, and they make it a great experience. I mean, the course is excellent. New bunkers, great sand. The greens are filling in perfectly, rolling very fast. You know, it's a great experience every single time you step foot out there. And on top of that, it's the great people as well. I mean, you meet on the range, you see in the men's lounge, you turn at the 9, you get something to eat. It's just a great experience overall.
Travis, when did this open? It was earlier this year, right?
Correct. So we opened the clubhouse in April, I believe, and then the actual course itself a few months later. We did have some access where they could utilize what we haven't spoke about yet is our world-class practice facility. So outside of the 2 cottages that we have, in the back we're building an academy, indoor academy with TrackMan technology, putt view, all the things for our teaching professional, Ramon Biscanza, who has a lot of tour players on his roster and stuff. He's nationally, internationally known for instruction. But we have 25 greens here at Glen Kernan for an 18-hole golf course. So we've got 2 putting greens in the back near that academy, and we have an additional 5 practice greens over here behind the clubhouse, which we'll see in a bit.
As you describe all of that, yes, it's definitely more than just 18 holes and come and enjoy some golf. Other facilities here too, right? When I drove in, I saw there's tennis courts, there's other things. Tell me about the rest of the amenities that people have here.
Yeah, so we reimagined everything, right? Like things have changed since 25 years ago when the Hodges family originally built the facilities. We have wellness facilities back there, so we have massage therapy, stretch therapy, we have cold plunges, we have infrared saunas, we have private training rooms for private training sessions, which our membership is embracing heavily. We've got obviously a full gym, fully appointed, and we've got Olympic-sized pool, pickleball courts, brand new clay courts. We've got a sand volleyball. You mentioned your children. We have a sand volleyball court out there, so that's new. Yeah, good thinking. Interestingly enough, it gets used. I'm surprised. I thought, why is this here? But it gets used. Same with the lit basketball court. It's just our tennis program is starting to flourish. We also, within the community and for our membership, we have our own, I call it our own Starbucks. It's our own cafe, but it's an espresso cafe, so something that's a little different. When you're leaving the community, if you want to grab a breakfast sandwich or an espresso coffee or something like that, you could do it. Or if you're coming to play tennis, you can grab morning breakfast there. get out with friends and family. And
you can't beat it. Let's say
be
like,
social.
yeah, absolutely. And let's say you go play tennis, go get a smoothie next door at the cafe. Let's say I want to work out, hit the infrared saunas, cold plunge, shower, go on to the rest of the day. I mean, you have it all in Glen Kernan, and it's fantastic.
I want to lean in a little bit more on just the business of golf and Northeast Florida's momentum. Travis, I know Northeast Florida, I mean, it seems like, you would know this better than I, seems like it's booming. New residents, corporate expansions, PGA Tour influence, right? The headquarters is here in the area. And then golf culture just at this all-time high. So how's Hampton Golf positioning its properties in this kind of environment?
Sure, great question. So I think, you know, when you look at golf, you've got several different booms that have transpired. But I would tell you, you had the Tiger effect at one point, and then you had really your off golf course golf experiences like Top Golf, getting golf clubs in hands and getting people introduced and gateway to the game itself. And then most recently, you had the pandemic, which is tragic as it was. It really changed the golf business for us. I mean, in the club business itself and across the country. What we saw, we had essential outdoor activities here in the state of Florida. Thank you, Mr. Governor. And so that was a huge boom where people couldn't do anything else in life, but they could get out on a golf course. That was a huge spike. We saw about 30% increase in the participation. We anticipated a heavier fall off than we saw coming back out of the pandemic. And then what we really recognized in the club business was something interesting, is that the non-golf club experience was highly demanded. The ability to come with your family in a safe space, get a great experience, be around great people, right. And really, you know what? I never really thought I wanted to be in the country club, or should I spend the money to do it? Life's short. All of a sudden after the pandemic, you went, wait a minute. We don't have time, honey. Let's join the club. Let's get the kids integrated into the summer programming and all the things we talked that one day we might do. And a lot of people, to your earlier statement, a lot of people transplanted down earlier. They said, you know what? We're going to retire a couple years earlier. Yeah. Let's just get down. So it's been the golf scene here is, and across the country, is very strong. Well,
and especially Florida, because not all those people from the north stopped in Northeast Florida. They went other places in Florida too.
Correct.
But you see the impact, I think, to your point. John, I want to ask you about this in a moment, but Travis, what does Glen Kernan contribute to Jacksonville's reputation, I guess, as a national golf destination?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, it's got the headquarters of the PGA Tour. I mean, it's got all these wonderful, you got TPC, you got all these wonderful things that were already here. We're just accenting that. But I will tell you that golf cottages are a big feel for it. In Northeast Florida, when you think about South Florida, I manage a lot of properties south of here too. The climate and just Jacksonville itself. Yep. You're not hammered down in traffic. Yep. You got tremendous weather almost 12 months out of the year. You know, like any city in the state of Florida, August gets a little tricky.
The humidity can be tough, but not like some of the South Florida places.
Exactly. Jacksonville is absolutely, it's got the foundation of the tour and everything that's happening there, but then also you've got a lot of tour players and past athletes or retired athletes that have all come back to Jacksonville for a reason. Yep. I mean, it's why we live here. It's such a beautiful place, and the golf is now just getting better and better every year. All the clubs in the market are all reimagining and rejuvenating and investing back into the assets. So it's rising every single year. You know, definitely post-pandemic.
John, similar topic here. Some of my research, I understand you've been invited to work the Masters since 2023, pretty closely tied into the golf media ecosystem here. What's your perception? What I should say is, what is the perception of Jacksonville when it comes to, we're talking the broader golf world now?
Yeah, absolutely. Jacksonville has turned into, it's kind of a golf mecca. I mean, you got the PGA Tour headquarters here. You got excellent golf clubs. Courses are, get to have the good weather of the South. So this is our winter right now, Ken. So we got some good weather today, and Glen Kernan, it's special. I mean, you get people from up north, like Travis said, that want to come down here. And the acreage is much more acreage here at Glen Kernan compared to other courses. So although you have homes, they don't come into the effect as you play. So it's a great experience. It's ultra private. It's a fun time every time you get out there. I mean, it's wonderful. Yeah.
So let's wrap up here. A little vision casting here. First from like a member perspective, and then somebody who's operating this, Travis. John, 5 years from now, what do you want to hear people saying about Glen Kernan Golf?
One of the finest golf communities in the United States. put it as simple as that.
Very succinct. Yes,
Yep.
that was concise.
It's filling in. I mean, you're getting people coming from all over. You're getting course owners from different top clubs wanting to come here and play. You know, I have buddies that are, they're members of Shinnecock and different courses, and they think we have the best logo in golf. You know, they're members of many other courses, and they're asking me to send them, our GK Fox. So they love our logo. They love the courses I've sent them, and the guests that I brought out, they all have a great time. So I think it's going to be one of the top golf course communities in the country, and I'm excited. Each week it's getting better and better.
Travis, we'll let you wrap up on that same topic here. So obviously 25 plus years in the industry here and knowing Jacksonville as well as you do. 5 years from now, what do you want people to be saying? What's your hopes for people and their impression of Glen Kernan?
Well, number one, being extremely proud of their club. But I think that comes from your human interaction and your connectivity, not only with each other as members, but also the team members here. You can spend tens of millions of dollars on bricks and sticks and beautiful golf courses, but if you don't put the right people in place to connect with the membership and to really build memorable experiences like we're going to do for many young folks who are new members to the club and older alike, more mature, who are like, this club is so my style because I have 250 friends.
Right.
I have people
fraternity,
that,
yeah.
It's unbelievable to just watch the way they connect, and I mean all ages, but I talk about the younger folks, and then from a children's perspective too, just the memories they're gonna have into the future. So to answer your question, one big friendship. It's about the peoples. If you look at this club as a safe place to be with your friends and family and loved ones, then that's our success in 5 years.
And I know I said we were wrapping up, but last thing, really. How long was the project? Because I know it's just earlier this year, last spring, you mentioned April, kind of the opening and the course later. How long was the project to put this together?
From bell to bell is about 18 months.
Yeah.
And it was fast and furious, and I give a lot of credit to the corner lot team. A tremendous team there in the construction perspective of it, and Mr. Furyk, and so, I mean, it was just a labor of love for me because I've been doing this for many years, and I've built a lot of residential communities for my national home builder clients. This was different because this was built on an experience, and then we built the models behind it, right? We all sat down together and envisioned what the experience would be, and then we built the business behind it and really collaborated with a lot of great ambassadors and founders who support that vision. And it was a quick 18, but it was a labor of love.
And we believed in Travis's vision since day one. My dad, Mike Ossie, and Julie Ossie, my mom, we were always there to support Travis's vision in the beginning, and it's exactly how we wanted to pan out. You got Corner Lot, Hampton Golf, and the Park Group. So we're happy.
Well, I'm happy I got to have the conversation with John Ossie and Travis Norman today. Thank you very much for the time. Thank you for tuning in. Wherever you find your podcast, you'll find This Week in Jacksonville Business Edition. And wherever you find us, go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow. New episodes every week starting at, that's Thursdays at 9 a.m.